Good afternoon, good afternoon, good afternoon from Morris High School in Morris, Oklahoma for Day 3 coverage of regional playoffs featuring varsity Millwood girls basketball and varsity boys basketball. Of course, that's a little bit later on today. Both of them are brought to you today by Super Prep. Thank you for listening, and remember, you can watch all the action of playoff basketball right here on the Millwood Falcon YouTube page. Just click on the link, and you will be there. I'm Maurice Prince, and joined by the coach in the box, it is Coach Gary Woods, and this is Falcon Pregame. Good afternoon, Coach Woods. How you doing, sir?
I'm doing all right, Mo. How about yourself?
Doing all right, cannot complain. Now, Gary, I don't need to explain what today is to you. You know, Day 3 for the Lady Falcons means opportunity is in the word of today. Today, with the win, they can advance to the area round of the playoffs next week, but the stakes are high as they face the Central Tulsa Braves in a win-or-go-home scenario. Now, last night, the Falcons were impressive in their win over the Lady Cougars from Keys last night. Brandy Harrod had a 20-piece last night. She dropped 25 points on 53% shooting with 14 rebounds, 5 blocks, and 6 steals. What do you think, Gary, over the course of the year is the true winning formula for this Lady Falcons team?
The true winning formula is basically Brandy Harrod doing what she did last night. I mean, she's got to come away with anywhere between, 17 and 19 points, of course, with rebounds and assists. But then also, more importantly, whenever we get, the Action sisters, as well as having, good supportive play from Hill, as Brianna Hill, and then also, too, good supportive play, from Amani Williams, that to me is kind of like the key. That good supportive play doesn't always translate into points, but what it does translate into is their ability to get rebounds, give second chance opportunities to Brandy Harrod and host. And then, of course, the Atchins sisters, that's something that we've been really waiting on, them to kick in with that nice little 1-2 punch in terms of their offensive game, being able to transition the basketball, being able to get the easy buckets, also taking those high percentage shots. I mean, that's extremely important.
Now, when we look at overall with things tonight, this afternoon, I just want to point out, I spoke to Coach Albert just a little while ago, and she was really impressive. She said, we got to copy what we did yesterday and duplicate that today. But she was saying to me about some of the individual performances that she had a conversation with Brandy Harrod about not hanging on to the failures or something that didn't happen in the play before, letting the free throws get in her head. And she said she's D1 prospect. She says as a D1 prospect, you go to the next level. You go to the next thing. You don't allow certain things to go. She goes, the next play, the next moment, win the next moment. And I thought that translated to some ease as Brandy Harrod went 5 for 7 at the free throw line, too, yesterday, Gary.
Oh,
I mean, she had a time here in Morris, and I was going to ask you, is there something in the water they put here when you take that back to the wood? I'm just saying.
Yeah.
But that being said, I thought that was very telling of her game. And yesterday she played with ease and so extremely fluid in her gameplay yesterday.
Brandy is a player, when you look at her in terms of the physical attributes, that's exactly what you want in a Division I athlete. However, she is in that sophomore sort of season, and she came out playing on fire as a freshman. Sophomore season, she's having to make some adjustments. I am seeing that she's growing and she's getting stronger. And so she almost has to retool herself and get herself back cut in, settled in. Also, too, we lost Layla Jones, and that was a huge blow to this team. And so we're asking freshman players to step up and play more of a role, and that puts a lot of pressure on Brandy as well because who's leading them, right? It's Brandy Harrod. She's the person on the floor that's leading the team. And now you're constantly changing personnel. You're seeing a number of younger players coming in. Those younger players are still trying to figure out their role on the team. And so it's a process. Brianna Hill and Anae Atchison, those two, they're the co-leaders with Brandy.
And I'm glad you brought that up, and I don't want to cut you off. I just want to insinuate what you said.
No.
And yesterday I saw Anae Atchison play with some joy. She had a smile on her face, and it translated to some amazing passes that she had yesterday.
And we haven't seen that in a while.
And again, playing with joy. And Rihanna, she had a tough day here yesterday. She got a lot of easy shots in the basket, but they just wasn't falling for her. So I asked, I asked Coach Albert about what she wanted to message to the team today. She says, first of all, she says she doesn't want the other team to have a better effort than the effort that we display.
Right.
We got to, whatever effort they have, we have to put more effort forward if we want to advance. Now, speaking of advancing, they got a tough challenge today. They're taking on Jimmy Walker III's, when we talk about the Central Braves team,
right,
this Lady
right.
Braves team. They are 15-9 on the season this year. They're averaging about 47 points a game, scoring. They're holding their opponents to about 33 per contest, about plus 13 in that category. This team is 7-3 in their last 10 games, Gary. They took an opening round loss in regional play that kind of shocked them a little bit. So now they got to reset today and fight through the same thing that the Falcons are doing. They beat Keys 48-20. Then they lost to the hometown favorite Morris here 38-55. And then they beat Star Spencer yesterday 60-37 to get here today. This is a team that plays with the same type of energy, has some size, and they have some speed and endurance. And this is going to be a team where they can come at you in many different ways. And they have a lot of length. I just want to point that out to everybody.
I'm looking at them on the floor. The roster looks a little light. So I guess that's probably a byproduct of the incident that occurred on the court here yesterday between them and Star Spencer. So obviously they have some players that are not with them tonight. But yeah, I mean this Tulsa Central team is one that have players. I mean, you can just simply look down on the floor and you can see it, right? I mean, they are athletic, and the Lady Falcons are going to have to play some good ball tonight, plain and simple. Some of the things that they allowed, not against Keys, but against Jones, in the way of not blocking out, not being able to protect the drive lane, throwing the ball away in terms of turnovers, that they can't do that tonight and think that they're going to advance.
Now, Gary, for my keys for the game today, I got 3 of them. I said play smart, no cheap fouls, okay? Because cheap fouls cost you big. It's just about almost the opposite of my free throw mantra that I'm going to put on a T-shirt one day. Getting back on defense is number 2, and number 3 is rebounding. I think those are the keys. Did you need to modify any of those, or do you think there's one that needs to be added to that?
Those are good general concepts that, if you do those things well, you should be in good shape and you should be able to win. I mean, I think that we'll probably have more to talk about as the game goes on in terms of the nuances of the game, right? I mean, those little things where a team will perhaps have an advantage over another team because of a little bit of a lapse in execution. So I'm excited to see how that turns out. I'm hoping that the momentum that the Lady Falcons picked up over Keys will continue into this game. And also, too, I hope that the term or the name or the brand Tulsa Central doesn't bother our Lady Falcons tonight, because at the end of the day, they have to put the ball in the hoop just like we do. We have to rebound and play good defense just like they do. And we have to make sure we maintain our composure and don't do anything silly that puts us in a bad spot.
Right. So, I mean, you pretty much echoed mine. You just reworded it. I mean, you sounded more professional, but, you said the same basic thing.
Hey, man, that's how you write term papers. You reword it.
So, I mean, I think coming to the court tonight, I think the most important thing is the first quarter, setting the tone. But again, as you said, Gary, being able to maintain it throughout is really going to determine the winner of this one.
Yeah.
And yesterday, the Falcons found themselves in a battle of attrition situation going against the Keys. They only had 7 roster players, and then one of them got hurt in the first 3 minutes of the game, a starter.
Yeah.
And so those are major factors when you deal with teams at this point in time of the year. So it's about how Jimmy Walker's Lady Braves team, how seasoned are they? How deep in the bench did he go in terms of their experience tonight, in terms of the Lady Falcons tonight? But I'm looking for them to come out with that same energy and try to get to Verdigris next week.
Yeah, no, they got players. And as I see the Lady Falcons jog by Tulsa Central, I'm noticing that, yes, the guards are a lot taller for Tulsa Central.
Here's the national anthem. Always a good thing to recognize the great country that we live in. As we get ready for starting lineups for the team, and here comes the Lady Falcons starting lineups.
Number 2, a junior, Rihanna Hill. Number 3, a sophomore, Brandy Harrod. Number 5, a sophomore, Imani Atchison. And number 15, a sophomore, Amani Williams. The Lady Falcons are coached by head coach David Albert.
As many games as we called, I'm just not realizing that Amani Williams is just a sophomore. You know, I mean, I just assumed that she was at least a junior.
Right, exactly. So we'll confirm all the lineups in just a second here.
Number 23, sophomore guard, Courtney Fortenberry. Number 24, a junior guard, Monte Davis. And number 45, a senior forward, Nipo Knighton.
So right away, Tulsa Central's lineup is a little bit older in terms of playing experience compared to the Lady Falcons. Yeah.
And so that's why you have to beat them by execution right away from Jump Street. So for your starters for the Lady Falcons today, brought to you by Super Prep, Nate Atchison, Rihanna Hill, Imani Atchison. We also have Amani Williams, and I'm missing someone else. Oh, yes. How about Brandy Harrod? Yeah, Brandy Harrod needs to be thrown in there. And for the Lady Braves, we have this afternoon Nikayla Blakely. We have Jatavia Tarver, Courtney Fortenberry, Monte Davis, and Nicole Knighton are the lady starters for the Braves tonight. And I think a tone needs to be set early by the Falcons. They need to come out, and I think to the cup we go, Gary. That's what we need to do.
Yeah, so I'm looking at the fact that Tulsa Central's roster only consists of 7 players. Getting them in foul trouble should be a key to getting into that bench a lot quicker. And so I would attack the glass. I would attack the glass like you wouldn't believe tonight.
Amani Williams back taps it, and Brandy Harrod controls it. And we're live action, Regional 3, Day 3. The winner moves on. The loser goes home. Working the ball around the perimeter up top, Amani Williams. Now hands it over to Harrod. Harrod, East Central comes out in a 2-3 zone. Imani back up top to Amani. Over to Ane. Spark plug standing on the logo. 7:36 to go, 0-0 is the score.
Yep, I was about to say the way to defeat the 2-3 zone is that you need to have someone in the high post.
All right, setting up. Harrod's looking for it. Rihanna working around the perimeter right now. Inside to Harrod. Harrod dribbles inside. Shot falling away, does not fall for Harrod. She misses the first one, controlled by the Braves.
Did you notice that as soon as the high post came, that Tulsa Central went from a 2-3 zone to a 3-2?
Fortenberry has it. Hands off to the corner. Corner is held by Blakely. Working the ball around the top to Knighton. Knighton back up top to Davis. So Davis over to Knighton. Knighton drawing the attention of Amani Williams. Ball's going to be stolen by Imani Atchison on that play. And she's going to lose it trying to set up. And it will be Lady Braves basketball.
Yeah, she dribbled it off her foot. Good defensive steal.
Now, interesting early in this contest, Coach Albert has not chosen to full court pressure. It was a great thing yesterday, and it worked really well against Keys. Now driving down Main Street, getting around Brandy Harrod and going inside was Monte Davis, and she scores.
Yeah, actually I watched her in the pregame. Really, really liked her swagger as Tulsa Central comes out, and they kind of want to do a little bit of a matchup here. Acting like it's showing as if they wanted to press.
All right, Rihanna goes to the basket. Turn around and fire, shot no good. I think that might have been a pass. Harrod doesn't get it to fall, but Amani Williams gets it. Harrod gets it back up, and she's fouled. Good. 3 shots on that one, Gary. That's a couple of rebounds, and that's exactly what we want.
Yeah. We do have a little bit of a height advantage as I look at Brandy Harrod and Amani Williams, both of them being close to 6 foot, if not 6 foot. They do have quite the height advantage over Tulsa Central.
So Harrod's fouled, and she's going to go to the free throw line where she had an excellent day yesterday. Takes her time, shot is up, and it knocks down nicely. I said it in pregame. I said there's something in the water here in Morris. Brandy Harrod needs more of it. 2-1 right now. She gets one more. Harrod spins it. Shot is up.
Rims
she
out.
Misses that second one.
But Falcons gets a rebound.
Controlled by Imani Atchison on that rebound, and Nate sets up the offense. 2-1, 6:06 to go. Moving the ball around. Rihanna Hill has it on top. Over to Ane, fires it inside to her, to Harad, who misses it. Comes up a little bit gimpy.
Yeah, that doesn't look good.
And the ball goes out of bounds.
Yeah, Harad is definitely coming out. She's whimpering. Her leg is hurting. They need to sub her out the game. Something is definitely wrong.
Harad's trying to work through it. So we're going to keep her eye on her.
Yeah, I think she took a false step. I did not see anyone make contact with her.
So Ane has it, going to lose it in traffic. Now coming up with the steal, driving and going coast to coast on the other end and finishing on the other end goes Courtney Fortenberry, who gets the steal, and she gets the deal that time. On the other end, she can't get it to fall that time. Rebound by the Braves, and this time it's going to catch Brandy Harad. And Harad looks like she's got some injury in her thigh. And so Harad's going to step out real quick here. And so coming in, so Sadie Johnson comes in and replacing of Harad. We will have to watch that a little bit. She's trying to stretch it out. Could it be a cramp at the way she's grabbing at the thigh?
It looks more like a thigh contusion. But like I said, we'll see here in a second.
All right, working the ball around and trying to get the ball inside and drawing contact was Monte Davis. She is fouled on the play. So Ane Atchison getting called with the foul. We also had Harad with the foul. So Davis at the free throw line shooting the first of two. She gets the first one to fall. So 5-1 right now is the score. Falcons down 4. Davis with another opportunity, and she knocks down the second one. Good positive stroke for Monte Davis.
Yeah, she's sitting there shooting those free throws with a lot of confidence.
Ball's deflected. Rihanna has to track it down. She does. Gets it in the hands of Imani Atchison over to Ane. Ane almost loses it in traffic. Gets it over to Rihanna. Rihanna back steps. Gets it back to Ane, who's standing on the logo. Ane resets the offense now. 4:43 to go. 6-1 is the score. Over to Sadie Johnson. Cross court over to Rihanna. Rihanna kicks it back over and didn't pay attention to where the players are. The offense a little disconjointed right now, and Coach Dave Albert calls for time after the Aaron pass turnover there, Gary.
So just in this first part of the game, we've already seen Tulsa Central Lady Braves deploy 3 different offenses. They came out in the 2-3 zone, then they switched to a 3-2 zone, and then all of a sudden in this last possession they switched to a 1-2-2. I think that's getting a little bit confusing. It's a different look. And so I think that the key is that the Lady Falcons are going to have to settle down, and they're going to have to go back to fundamental basketball play, which means that we know what we're doing. We know what offense we're running. We just need to continue to work the ball around and look for the opportunity on rotation, right? When the defense rotates, that's when they get out of position, and the ball always moves faster than the defense. So the key is to catch and attack before the defense
settles in.
Set. Yeah, before they get set.
All right, the Falcons come out in man-to-man. Coach Albert talking to the team. We're watching on the sideline here, and Harad looks like she's just getting stretched right now as Ane goes to the ground getting dirty and gets the steal right there. And then gets the ball in the hands of Rihanna Hill, who stops and pulls up for a jump shot. She's not able to get it to fall, but Imani Williams gets it, and she falls down before she could get position and loses it that time.
Yeah.
And on the other end, the pass is errant, goes out of bounds. It was intended for Courtney Fortenberry, and it will be Lady Falcon basketball. 4:06 to go, 6-1. Good news is Brandy Harad is standing up on the sideline, and she appears to be okay. So it looks like they are just addressing some tightness in the thigh, Gary.
Yeah, she probably like a thigh contusion.
All right, Ane Atchison up top, spark plug. Works the ball around. Now Sadie Johnson has it. Cross court over to Rihanna Hill. Rihanna kicks it inside to Imani Williams. Imani Williams dumps it down, and Imani Atchison wasn't ready for the pass. Going to force a turnover. It's off of her.
Yeah, that is That's the difference. I mean, as I look at this Falcons team, they're so used to taking people off the dribble. You know, the tight passing game is something that's a little bit new for them. And so, again, they just have to settle in on it and just get used to knowing that, hey, this is how we have to do it.
Euro step into the lane, cutting to the basket goes Courtney Thornberry, and she shows you she's got some sauce in her game. So working the ball around back up top, 8-1 is the score. 7-point lead, 3:15 to go. Harad's coming to the scorer's table, looks like she's set to return. Ane looking for some space to dribble, gets it inside, kicks it outside to Rihanna Hill. Rihanna fires a three-point shot, and it's true string music as Rihanna Hill finds the range.
Timeout, Tulsa Central.
So the assist on that play, I don't know if it was by accident.
It was a deflected pass.
But
it was a pass that
was
was
Amani
intended.
Williams gets credit for the assist.
Because she touches the ball. It was a pass that was intended for her.
It was a touch pass, Gary. That's what it was. That's what we'll talk about it. But Brandy Harrod set to check back in. And it looks like – so Harrod comes in, and so Brandy Harrod returns.
Yeah, it looked like it was a little bit of a thigh contusion. You get knots when you get thumped in the thigh like that, and so you got to work that knot out. And she's probably still playing with some soreness there, but good to have her back on the floor.
8-4 is the score right now. Firing up three-point shot. It's up. Back taps, and Harrod ends up getting the rebound. And then Harrod throws it ahead, tries to get it in the hands of Rihanna, and the Falcons moving a little bit faster than they need to right now. Just need to try to settle in a little bit. Foul situation. The Lady Braves have one. Lady Falcons have two. 2:36 to go. Falcons now extending pressure right now. Going to throw it over the top. Ball in the hands now of Bakley, who drives to the basket and then dumps it off to Knighton, who scores the basket.
If you're going to try to deploy a trap, especially a three-man trap, you better get the turnover, because if they get the pass over the top,
they have numbers.
Now they got numbers. It's 3-on-2.
Harrod pulls up from just inside the elbow. Couldn't get it to fall. But I think she was more surprised, Gary, on how wide open she was in the offense that time.
Right. Well, good block by Harrod.
And Harrod smacked that one. Got a block. Her first block. She had 5 last night. Substitution.
No, Brandy would she would actually have a ton of open shots if she would use the intermediate jump shot more than just driving in. And you know, that to me is a key. She's in the high post. I give it to her right now. Thank you.
Harrod drawing the attention. Ball in the hands of Sadie Johnson. Johnson back up top to Ane. Into Harrod. Harrod dribbles on 3.
That's wrong.
And they're going to call her with traveling, and she got into the lane again.
Yeah, when you do a jump stop, you got to go up.
Right.
You can't do a jump stop and stop. That's a walk all day long.
So Harrod getting called with the turnover right there. 10-4 is the score right now. 1:39 to go. Ball working it around. Listening to Millwood Falcon basketball, brought to you by Super Prep. Working the ball around up top. It's going to end up being a steal. Rihanna Hill gets credit for it that time. Rihanna pops from just inside.
Good look.
And this time it's chased down. And this time Sadie ends up with it.
Just because you got the three-point look now don't mean that you can't close the distance a little bit. Rihanna Hill's range is actually inside the arc. She's better there than she is beyond the arc. So, I mean, that was a situation where she could have taken a couple of steps in. That's one of the things that you got to be mindful of, right? I mean, not saying that a person can't all of a sudden shoot lights out from the 3, but, you know, you'll hit one and then all of a sudden you think you got it.
And getting called for steps there is, on that one, it's Monte Davis on that play. Now, again, Monte Davis got a quick breather, and I expect some substitutions as the Braves are trying to get past this round with a limited roster available to them today. So working the ball across the top, Rihanna Hill now has it. Hill over to Sadie, and now Andrea Walter has it. She's not able to maintain possession. The ball's deflected out of bounds. It will be Lady Falcon basketball. Amani Williams returns to the game for Sadie Johnson.
Tulsa Central now is back in the 2-3 zone. What they're looking for is a one-shot rebound sort of opportunity from the Lady Falcons.
Ball deflected out of bounds that time.
They're going to sit in the zone.
By Bakley.
They don't have much depth, so they're going to sit in the zone and try to save themselves on the foul count.
Under a minute to go in the first. Falcons down 6, 10-4. Ball inside to Harrod at the elbow. Harrod pulls up from the elbow. Can't get it to fall. Ball's deflected out of bounds, and it will be Falcon basketball.
Yeah, that ball was out on Monte Davis.
So Rihanna throws it over. Andrea Walter looks at the three, drives inside, tries to hit with the runner. Shot's going to be blocked that time by Bakley. And then trying to get the ball inside to Amani Williams, not able to maintain possession of the ball. Turnover Falcons. And it will be Lady Braves basketball with 30 seconds. They're up by 6. Going to throw the ball ahead. Pressure being applied by the Falcons. Breaking it down. Bakley inside to Knighton. Gets it up high. She pulls down her own rebound. It's going to end up being a jump ball situation. So, Lady Braves basketball, 16.7 seconds left to go. She's going to fire it up off the top to Bakley. And then Monte Davis fires a three-pointer from the corner, and she knocks it down.
And ball on the inbound was thrown away by the Falcons.
So the Falcons causing a lot of turnover, or turning the ball over early, which is adding on to the situation right now as they find themselves down 9.
Yeah, lots of turnovers, lots of mistakes right now.
Working the ball around, see if they can settle in. Going to fire it over the top. Ball in the hands now, dribbling around to Fortenberry. Now Monte Davis, who just knocked down the three, pulls up from the short corner with the running shot. Shot no good. Into the hands of Anae Atkinson on the miss. But time expires at the end of 1. It's 13-4. We'll take a break and come back in just a minute. You are listening to Millwood Falcon Basketball, brought to you by Super Prep.
I'm so hungry. Please give me food, some food.
Looking for a new lunch spot? Well, I tell you what, give Out of the Box a try. They're located at 30 Northeast 2nd Street, Box 1, inside of the Red Box containers, right next to the Aloft Hotel. February 24th, Tinker Federal Credit Union is sponsoring $10 off for the first 50 people through the door. And on February 25th, take advantage of the breakfast buffet to go, featuring pancakes, waffles, omelets, and more for just $15. Out of the Box is open from 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. on Friday and 6 a.m. to 2 p.m. on Saturday. Stop by.
I sure am hungry.
Welcome back to Morris, Oklahoma. Maurice Prince and Gary Woods here getting you ready for quarter number 2. Gary, the only thing I have to tell you that's positive out of that quarter is the Falcons are at least shooting 100% in one thing right now.
What's the free throws?
No, that was a three-point shot by Rihanna Hill.
1 for 1. Yeah.
1 for 1. That's the only one. Other than that, the Lady Falcons have got to find some way to get things going. 1 of 11 from the floor, 9%, 1 of 2 from the free throw line, 50%. And the only good news is what we've been shooting from 3. On the other hand, the Braves have just taken much advantage of the situation and the high quality of shots that they're getting. 5 of 8, shooting 63%. As we turn the ball over on the first play of the second quarter, Monte Davis drives to the basket. She gets the steal and the deal. Tulsa Central in the game right now, overall shooting 63%.
Right now, you know, the Lady Falcons are just not taking care of the basketball.
So working the ball around, Rihanna Hill tries to hit with the Euro step, and the ball goes off the Braves as Amani Williams went to get it. 15-4 is the score, down 11 points. So Rihanna Hill comes out for a break, and now Kennedy Tate's in the game. So the ball is inbounded. Now Anae tracks it down. Going to fire it inside to Harrod, who gets it to Kennedy Tate, who drives inside strong. She can't get it to fall. Harrod comes up with the rebound. Harrod drives inside, drives contact and the foul, and goes to the ground. She's going to get fouled by Robinson on the play. That is the second team foul for the Braves right there.
You know, one of the things, too, that I'm noticing is that, okay, whenever you catch Tulsa Central in a 2-3 zone, they're not really playing the 2-3 zone from the lower defensive play out towards the wing. They're actually trying to defend it with the 2 players, the 2 guards up top. That's inviting you to attack off the wing. That's absolutely inviting you to attack off the wing in a balanced set, right? 2 wing players, 2 post players on the block, a point guard in the middle at the top of the key. So every time the Lady Falcons don't do that, they're actually playing into the strength of the defense. They need to attack. They need to come in. They need to take the higher percentage shots. They have to break the defense down, and that begins with penetrating.
Right, it does.
Penetrate.
Now, Herod gets one more, 15-4, 11-point lead right now for the Lady Braves. Shot up by Herod. She took her time and knocked that one down, and that really breaks almost a 6-minute drought that the Falcons have had in the first half of this game, and getting the lead back down to 10. So again, Monte Davis has it above the circle, is going to fire it to the Fortenberry. Ball in the hands now. Fortenberry has to track down the air and pass is deflected out of bounds, and it will be Lady Braves basketball. Knighton returns to the game for the Braves. And coming out of the game right now would happen to be Nikayla Bakley. So 15-5 is the score, 7:07 to go. Fortenberry over to Davis. 7:03 to go. So the hands back, now batting Fortenberry. Now over to Davis at the top of the circle. The Falcons settle down and go into a 2-3 zone, or looks like a 3-2 zone of their own. Now driving inside goes Fortenberry, and she's going to get blocked by Herod. But who's going to catch the
Who's going to catch the foul?
Foul's going to be on Amani Williams.
Okay. I was about to say, because
Herod's block was clean.
It was clean as a whistle.
So 15-5, and that is the third team foul for the Falcons right now. Fortenberry to the free throw line, shooting 2. She misses the front end of the first one. Courtney Fortenberry had a nice move in the first quarter. Hit him with the Euro step. And the second shot is good for Fortenberry. Lead back up to 11. Anae across the timeline, fires it over to Walter. Walter hands off to Tate. Herod from the free throw line, turns and shoots and fires and gets it to fall.
Been there all day.
Nice assist by Kennedy Tate on that one.
You got to get back. Turnover.
Kennedy Tate with the steal. Gets it away from Fortenberry. Now the ball's in the hands of Herod. Herod goes inside. Euro shot. And then Amani Williams was pushed in the back. No contact there.
Yeah, Herod got away with an arm bar there.
So 16-7 is the score right now, 6:23 to go. Monte Davis. And back in the game also is Nikayla Blakely. So Blakely. And again, Coach Albert is telling her teams to extend and watch that back runner. Knighton's running that baseline, running it like the chef, Steph Curry does, running that baseline. Back up top to Blakely, getting the ball inside, and contact underneath the goal, trying to get the rebound. So missed 2-point attempt inside there. Looks like that shot attempt was by Tarver. Blakely off the inbounds, ricochets, the 3-point shot is no good. Anae comes up with it. She's going it all the way to the basket, and Anae throws it up high. She can't get it to fall, but Amani Williams picks up the loose change.
Nice follow by Amani Williams.
Gets the rebound and puts the Falcons and reduces the lead. Now down to 7, Gary. We've got it under 10 finally. 5:40 to go in this contest. Timeouts on the floor called here once again by Central, Tulsa. I want to say Tulsa Central. That's what I want. My heart always wants to say that.
Okay. Yeah, Tulsa Central. Just say Tulsa Central. It's okay.
All right. So going back to that, again, I think it's one of the things I think Coach Walker for the Braves is trying to monitor how much energy his ladies are putting in, and we'll call a timeout if it looks like the pace of the game is going up and down a little bit.
Right.
Where the Falcons want to keep going with it.
Yes.
But because their bench is a little light tonight.
Right.
Or this afternoon, I think that's what he's trying to monitor, because a momentum change, they're going to end up exuberating a lot more energy, and it might be costly for them.
And that's wise team management, right? I mean, you have to do that. You have to stop momentum when you can, regather the players.
Brandy Herod steals the inbound, bounce pass inside to Andrea Walter. She can't get it to fall. Herod gets the rebound. She can't get it, and Knighton pulls it down.
Had 2 options, had 2 choices at the ball. Yeah, you had 2 chances, to make it 15-11.
So they called a foul. Who did they call that last foul on? Has to be on Andrea Walter. I didn't see it. On the other end, Monte Davis again knocks down a nice elbow jump shot there.
Yeah, she's a player. She's a player.
Extend the leads back up to 9. 9-point lead right now. So ball in the hands of Kennedy Tate. Over to Spark Plug. Right wing inside to Imani Williams. Imani gets it.
Nice baby hook by Imani.
Power game she goes with and scores the basket. That time assist by Kennedy Tate.
Good steal by Kennedy Tate.
Kennedy Tate loses it on the ground. And then on the other end, Anae goes up.
Right now, the Falcons are drawing fouls now. That's really good. Team foul count. Should be, okay, it's 4-3.
So now going to the line is Anae Atchison. At the free throw line, see if she can get the Falcons a little bit closer. Lead up to 7. See how Anae's going to feel at the line this afternoon. Spins. Shot is up. And she knocks it down.
Good shot.
Substitution. Fortenberry returns to the game.
Oh, that's a long ponytail, isn't it?
Yeah. Comes in for Robinson, who came in. So Anae taking her time. And she knocks it down. I like Anae taking her time at the line. She's got 2 on the afternoon. Monte Davis is a one-man press breaker.
Oh, my
goes
goodness.
through every Falcon defender and then finally draws contact on Imani Williams.
Wow. She shot out of that inbound like a rocket. She split 3 defenders in the half court, in the front court, and then proceeded to go right to the lane, right to the rim, drawing the foul. Great heads-up play by Monte.
Monte showing her. The way she went up the court reminded me of Russell Westbrook, putting the pressure on the defense immediately. Imani checks out of the game, and Imani Atchison.
Let me say this. If that young lady's not running track, the track coach needs to go recruit her because she can move. Shot lane violation. Free throw lane violation.
So she does not get any points at the line.
Nope.
So that was an empty trip.
Yeah, her toes actually went over the line as she shot. Oh, come on, Brandy. You can't throw that away.
So going down the lane, the ball contact's going to be inside. They're going to catch Anae with the reach in there. That's team foul number 6. So the Braves to inbound the ball from underneath their own goal. 4:33 to go. 18-13 is the score. Ball in to Blakely. Monte Davis back to Blakely. Over to Fortenberry, who fires a 3-point shot. She knocks it down. Beware of the ponytail, Gary.
That's right. Fired up.
Assist by Monte Davis on that play. Steal by Blakely. Fortenberry with a nice bounce pass to the inside. Harrod turns it around, and the ball's going to be off the Braves. But if Harrod didn't hustle back, that would have been a much more difficult situation there, Gary.
That was a 3-on-2, 2-on-1 towards Harrod. And I was thinking to myself, oh, my goodness, but I keep forgetting that Brandy will go up and get that thing.
Yeah, and she did.
Yes, she did.
So the lead's back up to 7. 4 minutes to go in the first half of this one. Andrea Walter has it. 21-13 is the score.
There it is.
Inside to Harrod. Harrod
Shoot
ball
the
fakes.
Thank you.
And shoots the fadeaway from the elbow.
Every time she gets the ball in the high post, she should be working that thing elbow to elbow or go right to the cup with it.
Blakely's going to fire it up to Knighton. Knighton fires it into Fortenberry. Fortenberry with the step back. Her shot's no good. And it's going to be a foul, and it's going to be a 1-and-1 situation. Foul's going to be on Anae Atchison. So Anae gets a breather as Alyssa Isaac comes in the game for her. At the free throw line now is Jatavia Tarver. Tarver takes her time and knocks it down. 22-15, Gary.
Yeah, actually, that's a pretty good little run there for Tulsa Central.
She misses the second one. Rebound pulled down by Imani Atchison. Alyssa Isaac setting up the offense now. Fires it over to Tate. Tate reverses it back to Imani. And Imani puts too much pepper on it. And they're going to say she threw it away.
There was no reason for her to even make that pass. She should have just kept it, dribbled. Got to close down the passing lanes, right? You can't just, when there's a lot of distance, right, a lot of court between you and your partner or your player that you're passing to, you really need to close that down when making those passes.
Fortenberry backs up, throws it over to Monte Davis on the right wing. Fortenberry now has it on the left. Back over to Davis. Davis throws it back out to Blakely, back over to Davis. Davis dribbles back up to Knighton. Again, doing a lot of passing above the circle right now. Blakely trying to get it inside to Tarver. Tarver over to Fortenberry. Cross court, nearly stolen by Harrod. Nice job by Harrod attacking the passing lane. But the Lady Braves are going to inbound the ball. So Knighton throws it in, gets it in to Davis, who has to track it down. 2:42 to go. Working the ball around the perimeter. Three-point shot by Davis. She can't get it to fall that time. Rebound by Harrod. And the foul's going to be called on that one by Blakely.
Yeah.
Her second personal foul, team foul number 4.
22-15. 2:26
7-point game.
Yep.
Can the Falcons get it down and under 5? Imani inside to Harrod. Harrod cuts to the basket with speed. She can't get it to fall that time. And I think Harrod is just surprised on how easily she can get to the basket, Gary.
Yeah, no, I agree with you.
But on the other end, that leads to an easy 2-point basket by Blakely.
Wow, that was a nasty foul by Kennedy Tate.
She bounces up. I'm not sure you or I would.
But she got tangled up there a little bit, and just that alone would have torn my ACL.
So Blakely comes out, but it's team foul number 5. 2:03 to go. Throwing it up top now. Andrea Walter has it above the circle on the left wing. Tries to cut it inside over to Isaac. Isaac inside as Harrod turns and fires from the elbow. It was a beautiful shot. She couldn't get it to fall.
In and out.
Ball ends up in the hands after a Harrod miss in the hands of Monte Davis, who throws it up to Fortenberry,
Good
who
execution.
scores it.
Yeah.
26-15. Harrod got hit, went with the Euro, and takes a shot from Knighton.
Oh, boy. She's on the floor crying. That wasn't. She's down.
So she took a shot. Coach Albert's coming to look at her for just a minute.
Yeah.
So it looks like she got the wind knocked out of her a little bit, but 26-15, 1:36 to go.
It was a hard shot, and she's looked like she's grabbing her shoulder.
So we're gonna take a look at her. At this particular point, though, I mean, the play by Tulsa Central, and I just want to give credit to Monte Davis, what kind of game she's had. We've seen a little bit of everything in the toolbox in her game. She's just a talented young lady.
Yep.
She has vision, speed, and her ability to finish on the inside, and then shows you a little bit of range.
Oh, yeah.
It has been very, very positive.
No, I don't know what year she is in terms of, I think a lot of these players are sophomores and juniors. But she definitely has a bright future at someone's college somewhere, the way she's playing tonight. Her and Blakely both, they appear to project very well to the next level.
So, believe it or not, Davis is just a junior.
Wow.
And I mean, it has that kind of
Yeah.
wonderful game.
Yeah, no,
right now.
She's definitely showing herself to be a good ball player, and a few college coaches that I know, I'll definitely turn them on. Hey, there's a young lady over at Tulsa Central that you need to go look at. I mean, I always enjoy seeing a good display of athleticism from both teams.
And that's what you want to see. You want to see in playoff basketball, Gary, some real talented play.
Right.
Looks like Harrod is able to get up. She needed a moment to gather herself.
So
hopefully
like she might have got the wind knocked out of her.
Hopefully they'll give her a second to get that, because she was fouled going to the basket. She'll have a chance to get to the free throw line.
Yeah.
But tough game for Harrod early physically.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and then she hasn't been able to get the shots to fall. So now she's got to, as you say, at this point in the season, you're no longer a sophomore. You're actually like a junior.
She's a junior. She's a junior. It's just that right now, boy, she is very, very uncomfortable, and she's holding her abdomen, and it's going to take a while for that to settle in.
So Harad's going to take a seat.
Someone else is going to shoot for her.
So Rihanna Hill is going to come in the game.
That's a good choice. Hill has a very, very nice touch from the free throw line.
She does, and she's able to get that one to fall that time. And she gets the roll, so that's exactly what we needed.
Yep, that's exactly what we need.
So here we go. Falcons with 90 seconds to go. They're going to tie up Fortenberry, right?
I called a foul on Kennedy Tate.
Going to call a foul on Kennedy Tate. All she had to do is just keep
her hands up.
Keep her hands up. You'd already done your job.
Yep, you stopped the ball. You got them trapped in the corner. They can't go anywhere. The 5 count was on. Just hang in there. Be a little bit more patient. So if you do go for the ball, you want to go for it underneath.
Right.
Yeah.
But other than that, you just put your hands up.
That's right.
So Fortenberry at the free throw line. She knocks down the first one.
She's a good free throw shooter so far tonight.
And it pushes the lead back up to 10. So Harad walking on her own power. Looks like she'll be fine, but we may not see her again to the end of the second half.
Rebound, Alyssa Isaac.
So Alyssa Isaac coming up with the rebound on that play.
Oh,
ball in the hands of Imani Atchison. Now Rihanna Hill has it standing on the logo.
Yeah, we got to take care of the basketball.
So Rihanna Hill with 5 points on the afternoon. And now Andrea Walter has it. Walter gets it over to Alyssa Isaac. Back up top to Kennedy Tate, settling down with a minute to go. Kennedy Tate goes to the basket strong, and they're going to call her for steps on that one.
Yeah.
And again, you got Falcons in some uncomfortable situations, and it's just good defense by the Braves and what they're putting the pressure on the Falcons to do. So Monte Davis fires it over to Fortenberry. Fortenberry, foul. As looks like Tarver. Is that Tarver? No, that's not Tarver. That is Robinson, who is going to be fouled by Imani Atchison on the play. So Imani gets her first foul of the afternoon. It's team foul number 9. And that puts Robinson at the free throw line. She misses the front end. Second shot by Robinson. She misses both. Who got that last rebound, Gary, for the Lady Falcons?
Can't remember.
All right. Andrea Walter on the right wing, trying to find some space to operate over to Kennedy Tate. Up on top to Rihanna Hill with 27 on the clock. Andrea Walter looks at a three, drives inside, and Kennedy Tate wants to finish, and she drives.
Yeah, she got
contact on Robinson.
Kennedy Tate got really, really deep under the basket. She should have just caught that ball, turned and shot it. I mean, that's the thing. They don't realize just how open they are when the pass comes to them. If they would just take a look at the basket after they catch those passes, they would see that they have a lot of shots.
So, shot was not able to fall there by Kennedy Tate. She gets one more, trying to get the lead down to 9. Let me correct you on that. Shot up is no good, and Alyssa Isaac retrieves the miss. Ball's deflected out of bounds with 14 seconds to go. Will be Lady Falcon basketball. So Alyssa Isaac has it. Going to fire cross court over to Rihanna Hill with 11 on the clock. Back up top to Andrea Walter. 8 on the clock. 6 on the clock. Over to Imani Atchison. Kennedy Tate inside again. And it's going to be blocked by Robinson. And that will be the last play of the first half. Not angry or mad at Kennedy Tate going inside.
No, not mad at all.
It was a tough situation as Central, again with the block on the inside. 27-17. Time for us to take a break. Halftime is officially here. We'll be back, break down the numbers, and take a look about some adjustments the Falcons need to do. We'll be right back. He's Gary Woods. I'm Maurice Prince. This is Millwood Falcon Basketball, brought to you by Super Prep.
Oklahoma City, I'm Miles Perry, and I want you to tune into my show, Super Prep Live. Super Prep Live takes an in-depth look at the Oklahoma high school student-athlete and what makes he or she become great at what they do. Super Prep Live can be heard on OKC's CBS Sports Radio 105.3 and Instagram Live. Make sure you tune in and learn about the next great student-athlete on Super Prep Live with me, Miles Perry.
High in the classroom with a 4.17 grade point average. Her core values to success in academics, community, hard work, and teamwork has made her our Student of the Month. For winning Student of the Month, she will receive recognition in the Black Chronicle, Heart and Soul 92.1 and 1140 and Power 103.5, and qualifies for the Student of the Year $10,000 scholarship. Congratulations to Lavender Yang, a senior at class in SAS at Northeast High School, for being selected as our Student of the Month. Brought to you by Love's Travel Stops and Country Stores and Perry Publishing and Broadcasting Company.
Smooth skin begins with hydrating ingredients. Olay Hyaluronic Body Lotion nourishes your skin with all-day hydration for deeply moisturized results that give you confidence like buttery soft shoulders like and visibly smooth skin like. Quench your skin with nourishing moisture from Olay Hyaluronic Body Lotion. Try Olay Hyaluronic Body Wash too and get skin your face will envy.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today? Thinking about gas mileage. You know, changing your oil with a full synthetic oil like Castrol Edge can help your engine get more miles. Right now, you can get 5 quarts with an STP extended life oil filter for only $38.99. Get started on your next job today with the parts you need when you need them at AutoZone or AutoZone.com.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
Oklahoma City, here comes Cat Williams, his 2023 in Me Tour, March 31st in the Pregame Center. The Cat is back.
I don't know what I'm gonna do about this light bill. Just hit the blunt one time and see if it don't change your perception of what's important in your life. I don't know what I'm gonna do about this light. I got 12 candles. I've been waiting to burn them.
He's back with an all-new show. It's the award-winning comedian, Cat Williams.
Just so you knew they was lying. This is next. That don't even make mathematical sense. They said there's a chicken wing shortage, but we got plenty bags.
Cat Williams with his special guests, Mark Curry, Tommy Davidson, Tony Roberts, Dazzling Springs, and Pretty Ricky. March 31st in the Paycom Center. Get tickets at Ticketmaster.com. The king of underground comedy, Cat Williams.
Protect your engine against sludge and wear with the synthetic oil change. O'Reilly Auto Parts has 5 parts of Mobil 1 full synthetic motor oil for $35.95. Plus, get 2 times O-Rewards points. Our professional parts people can recommend the supplies you need, including a filter, funnel, shop towels, grade fans, and more. Stop by O'Reilly Auto Parts or visit O'ReillyAuto.com.
Like bones, your teeth lose density and become weaker over time, which can lead to tooth decay. And that can make your visit to the dentist feel like this. But if you want your dental visit to feel like this, try Crest Densify. Crest Densify actively rebuilds tooth density to extend the life of teeth by remineralizing enamel. Densify from Crest, the #1 toothpaste brand in America. Smile, Crest has you covered.
Hi, it's me, Gia Peppers. Tune in to More Than That live on radio this weekend or wherever you listen to podcasts. This week, I'm talking to Kiana Stewart and Jana Handy of Black Market Vintage and community organizers and activists Reggie and Brittany Packnett Cunningham about revolutionary relationships and the power of Black love. This episode of More Than That is brought to you by Charmin on a mission to provide a better bathroom experience for us. Charmin, enjoy the go.
we were both like, well, I'm from Brooklyn. So we figured out that our houses in our childhood were about 600 feet apart. It's just really tender to think about our younger selves being right there with one another.
I think that black women in general were always out here on the front lines trying to build for our collective futures. The least we could do is show that appreciation by loving y'all back out loud.
Welcome back to the Falcon Halftime Report. He's Gary Woods. I'm Maurice Prince. You know, Gary, we saw quite a first half of the team. It was a battle of attrition overall for the Falcons. They just trying to hang on and not, find themselves. But they're only down 10, and really from what we saw from Tulsa Central, it could have been a whole lot worse.
Yeah, when you look at the efficiency of shooting between both teams, Tulsa Central shooting about 63%. That's what you showed me there at the half. And, and that's – and the funny part about it is, it's not funny, it's a reality. Tulsa Central, they're getting their points off of converting off of turnovers, and in the half-court set, their percentage is a little bit lower, but they make you pay if you turn the ball over. And then, of course, the Lady Falcons, as you were seeing stat-wise, they've shot the ball actually more, and they've rebounded better than Tulsa Central, but yet still they're down by 10 points.
Right. Looking at the numbers hardcore, the Falcons have shot 5 of 22 from the floor right now, 23%. The only positive number in the shooting is the three-point shot, and that's something we really don't want the team to fall in love with. But they've only shot one of them, Rihanna Hill, and she knocked that one down. Right. But to what Gary was talking about, the Falcons have 17 rebounds, 10 of them offensive rebounds. So, I mean, it's really impressive because they've out-rebounded them as East Central only has 9. Mm-hmm. But when you say that margin and then you look at the scoreboard and you're down 10, right, what you just said is absolutely it. The high quality of shots of East Central was what really hurt the Falcons. The Falcons have put the effort in. They're getting inside, but they're not finishing. We saw Imani Williams get a couple to go, but not a lot of them to go. Brandy Harrod, who has been basically physically, I'm not saying assaulted in that because it makes it sound like that. But
she's been injured.
She's been injured and banged up because she's hit the ground hard a few times, taken some difficult shots. And when I make those comments, I am talking about it from the standpoint of the level of difficulty that she's had to endure to play in this game.
Yeah, Tulsa Central is doing a very good job of not giving easy shots to the Lady Falcons.
No, they have.
And that's what you're supposed to do. They only have 7 players on their roster. They have to stay in the zone. And they're shutting those drive lanes down, and they're shutting those passing lanes down.
Well, I want to go back to what you said about the first. They were shifting defenses.
Yeah.
1-3.
They went from a 2-3
right
to a 3-2 to a 1-2-2.
Right. And by doing that, and then you got personnel changes. Harrod's been a little bit out of the lineup a little bit. It's caused the Falcons to adjust and be a little bit hesitant. Yeah. And do I have an open shot? When I do, I'm like, wow, because I've seen them miss shots, and they're kind of surprised. They turn around. If the pass was on time, they're like, nobody's here.
Nobody's here, right. and that's the thing that they need to – that's why the iPad and stuff like that, the technology is so important that you can maybe at halftime show the player, hey, look, you get the ball at the elbow, nobody's around you. So when you catch a ball, particularly when it's inside the arc, turn and look to see if you have an opportunity to drive or pull up a jump shot. I think our Lady Falcons team, they can make those shots. I mean, anything that is within the arc on the elbow, I mean, those are basically free throws. So we have to take those opportunities. And then also, too, when the ball is passed into the low post or passed in at the elbow, attack. Get Tulsa Central in foul trouble. They don't have many players, therefore they don't have many fouls to give. So take advantage of that.
Right. And to me, that's the biggest thing when you talk about adjustments, about attacking in the second half, because if you can eliminate and put them on the free throw line, you can, take away the small advantage, which they don't have by the numbers.
Yeah.
And again, you said they don't have a lot of fouls to give.
They don't have a lot to give.
So if you put it
go
now,
get them.
Given at this standpoint, and they didn't get to the bonus until the last 3 minutes of the second quarter, which means what you said.
Yeah, they're laying back. They're laying. Yeah, you're talking about Millwood. Millwood's not attacking. Tulsa Central is laying back in the zone saying, hey, we know you don't really shoot the ball from the outside very well, so go ahead, shoot. We'll stay in this 2-3 zone. We got 3 players underneath the basket. We're a little bit bigger. We got more numbers.
We'll take our chances.
We'll take our chances. We'll let you take one shot, and then we'll transition to basketball. We'll get the ball to, what's 23's name?
Okay,
I'm sorry.
That is Fortenberry.
No, not Fortenberry. I'm sorry.
Talking about Monte Davis.
Monte. Get the ball to Monte. Where there's a Monte, there's a way when it comes to Tulsa Central. Let me say that.
Now, in the first quarter, the Falcons were outscored 13-4. Now, the Falcons did get busy and defend their turf better in the second, 13-14. And if I told you that, you'd say, hey, then you look at the scoreboard and go, no.
Right.
I'm 7-2.
Right. We certainly, right now, for the Lily Falcons, that basket has a lid on it. And we got to figure out a way to get that lid off and start making some baskets. We need to score the basket. As Brandon Robb checks back in. So the starting 5 of the Lady Falcons are on the floor.
So you got Anae, Rihanna, Brandy Harrod, Imani Atchison, and Amani Williams as your starters back on the floor. So Blakely has it, and we're back to live action here to start the second half of this Day 3 regional playoff game. Is win or go home as Monte Davis throws it away. So that's turnover number, if I'm not mistaken, number 10 for the Braves. Rihanna throws it over to Anae, over to Harrod, to Amani Williams, who has difficulty corralling it.
Ball, yeah.
And what she's got to do is keep her hands in what they say shooter's position,
right,
and be ready to catch it.
And she needs to look the ball in before she's seeking to go score before she had the ball.
So working the ball around. Blakely with a bounce pass inside to Fortenberry, and Amani Williams comes up with the steal.
Now, she looked that one in.
Oh, she can steal. Now, let's put it that way. Amani Williams, if you're on the block and you're not playing and know where she is, she does have the ability to get a hand in the passing pocket. Turnover from Anae on the pass there. And Harrod.
We should be attacking with the basketball. We should, even if they press us, we need to be attacking, hoping to get the blocking fouls. We should be looking to draw fouls on every single opportunity that we have the ball. We're passing the ball around. We're lobbing it. We're not making the best passes in the world. We need to put our head down, go, get into the paint, get inside the arc, and see if we can't force some things here.
So working the ball around, Monte Davis throws it over the top.
That's a travel.
And it's going to be a traveling call.
Yep.
Working the ball around. Falcons get the ball, and it still remains a 10-point lead with 6:54 to go.
We need to rotate the basketball. We need to attack before the defense gets set.
So Blakely comes out of the game right now. And into the game goes Robinson. Bounce pass over to Harrod. Harrod with the runner shot. She doesn't get it to fall, but she follows her own and gets it to fall. 27-19, Falcons down by 8, 6:35 to go. And this is a marathon, not a race. The Falcons just want to be on top by the time the scoreboard hits 0 in the fourth. Harrod comes through with the steal. Rihanna comes up with it.
Oh, no reason for her to throw that ball across court like that. Keep the ball, keep the ball, keep the ball.
Rihanna throws it away, trying to make this, big pass, was not able to do so. 6:17 to go. Working the ball around is Knighton. Back up top. Ball to oh, my goodness. She tried to get it around Monte Davis, who wasn't able to get it.
Good. Now go, go, go. I'm sorry. I'm on the air.
No, that's all right.
The fan in me came out.
Brandy Harrod came up with the rebound, and now she's back inside, just inside the elbow. Stops, pop, shot is good.
Those are assists by Brianna Hill.
27-21. Falcons are starting to cut into it a little bit. 6-point margin, 5:39 to go. Ball over the top. Knighton steps into a three-point shot. Front rims, no good. And the ball careens and goes out of bounds. It will be Falcon basketball.
That's what you want. I mean, as long as this is not Monte shooting a three, okay, it'll be okay. It'll be all right. Fortenberry is also a good three-point shooter. You got to watch her for the
three-point shot and also ability to get and create her own shot. Harrod now has it.
Force the issue. Draw the foul. Draw the foul. Get in there.
Rihanna steps inside the three-point shot. Harrod comes from the inside, and
Imani
Imani Williams gets it.
Good.
So Rihanna Hill gets it, but Imani
Timeout,
Williams gets it.
Tulsa Central.
And the Falcons are starting to show some energy as they've cut the lead down to 4.
27-23, 5:10 left in the third.
So 27-23. Timeouts on the floor right now. And Gary, what was the big thing in that situation? You know, in this last run by the Falcons, they've opened up the third on a 6-0 run, cut the lead down to a 4-point margin. And how have they done it?
Got the ball in the paint. I mean, they got the ball closer, whether it was a pass into the high post to Brandy Harrod, and then also, too, they actually rebound a little bit better as well. Got the put back with Imani Williams. So, you know, that's what they need to do a lot more of. The vulnerability of Tulsa Central is that they just simply don't have the numbers, and so we should be attacking them and forcing them to foul us
and also, I don't want to cut you off, but I'm going to put this out. We don't know what the rotation of his regular rotation is. These players might be playing more minutes than they're used to.
Oh, that's a very good point. That's a very good point. So force the issue even more.
So
let's find out what they have.
Monte Davis gets it over to Blakely, who's back in the game. Up on top to Knighton. Blake Davis drives inside with the Euro to the basket. She can't get it to fall.
Got to rebound that thing.
And inside, Blakely turns around and then is going to get caught underneath, and I think the foul's going to be on Imani Williams that time.
Yeah, they kind of got legs.
Or Imani Atchison, let me say that.
Imani Atchison, yeah.
Atchison, team foul number 1. Trying to get the ball inbounded, throwing it up high. Monte Davis comes and gets it off the logo. Working the ball around.
Deflected.
Shot is going to be deflected on that one. And the ball goes high off the glass. Monte ends up picking up the loose chain. She throws up a hook shot. It doesn't fall.
They're going to call him over the back on Imani Atchison.
So Imani Atchison getting called. Her foul, team foul number 3. So now Monte trying to throw it in. Bounce pass inside, and the ball's going to careen to go out. Yeah. And the officials are going to say it's still Lady Braves basketball.
It was deflected by Imani Atchison.
The Falcons playing with some defensive intensity to start the second half. Throwing the ball in on the top. Monte drives down Main Street and gets an easy basket.
Yeah.
For all the good defense that they've done, Gary, that was the one thing you didn't want to see in that situation. Right. Lead back up to 6. Harrod. And right now, the Braves in man-to-man defense. Harrod. Tries to get to the cutter. Telegraphed the pass, and then ends up getting stolen there.
I mean, telegraphed it poorly. Oh, and then guess what? Blakely drives it in, drives it home for 3.
So 32-23, and on the other end, Imani Williams can't handle the pass. So it's going to be another turnover. So now Blakely drives inside, kicks it back out to Fortenberry. Fortenberry throws it to the corner. Monte ball fakes, drives inside, kicks back out. Right wing, back over to Fortenberry on the left. Monte to the corner. Knighton shoots a 3. She can't get it to fall, and the Falcons are not rebounding. Nope. Knighton gets her own.
Long rebound, nobody there.
Monte gets it back up, and just like that, that burst. We've had a 5-0 run.
Then we leave players underneath the basket.
By the Braves. And on the other side, basket by Tarver. (34-23), and they've extended the lead back to 11 on an 8-0 run of their own. And Ane with the Euro from a little bit out of position is going to end up being in a jump ball situation. It will be Falcon basketball, but
now that was just forcing it, you know. If you're going to go to the rim. Don't let them force you wide like that.
So Imani Atchison comes out, and then Imani Williams was pushed in the back.
Okay.
Into the game came in Sadie Johnson. So a foul, team foul number 1. So Imani Williams has got 6 points on the afternoon. Make that 7.
Beautiful free throw there.
I like the free throws we shoot more, Scary. I know it's not ideal,
yeah,
but I'm just saying. You know, maybe the M on that, if you know, paint that thing blue, white, and a little bit of red on it.
Maybe it's something in that good old well water out here in Morris. Like, you know.
34-25. Fortenberry drawing the attention of Rihanna Hill.
Oh,
Fortenberry
nice
on the give and go. She can't get it to fall that time. Rebound pulled down by Brandy Harrod. And on the right wing breaks down. The defense drives down the lane and contact is made. She drives into Knighton.
There you go. That's what I mean when I say force the issue, get you some fouls.
So the foul's going to be on Tarver. Team foul number 2.
Keep getting fouled.
Falcons down by 9 now. Inbound play, high off the glass.
Good play by Rihanna Hill. She tipped that ball out to Harrod. Harrod was able to convert, 34-27.
So 7-point margin again.
Turnover again.
And they with the
3-on-1 fast break.
Over to Sadie Johnson. And over to Harrod, who finishes on the inside.
Good trail by Brandy Harrod running the floor. 34-29.
Nice assist by Anae Atchison. Again, none of the Falcons are out running an open court. They're catching the Braves a little winded. Firing it inside to Fortenberry, but you leave Monte Davis wide open for 3. It goes over the goal. No shots, no good. Here come the Falcons with a chance to get a step closer. So Robinson looks like she's set to check back in, and she comes in for Tarver. So on the floor, Anae, Harrod, Rihanna, Sadie Johnson, and Amani Williams. Under 2 to go in the third. The Falcons down 5. So Anae gets the screen, and Anae drives to the basket and loses her footing on the inside.
She should have pulled up and took the baby jump shot. Oh, they threw it away. Turnover.
So on back-to-back turnovers for both teams now. It is Falcon basketball, 34-29, 1:43 to go. Rihanna Hill. Breaking down, Monte Davis. She drives inside, kicks it over to Harrod on the right wing. Harrod.
Got a good post position down there with Amani Williams.
90 seconds to go in the third. Harrod looking for a screen. And Harrod has the ball knocked out of her hands by Blakely. It will remain Falcon basketball with 1:20 to go in the third, Gary.
Good defense by Blakely.
So, trying to get the ball in.
Good.
Sadie Johnson over to Anae, inside to Amani Williams, who goes to the basket strong. She can't get it to fall.
That was a good, strong move by Williams. Just couldn't get it to convert.
Monte Davis with the stutter step. Tries to get the shot off, can't get it to fall that time.
She doesn't like to go up against Harrod.
So Anae to the basket she goes, and Sparkle finishes at the rim.
Nicely done. 34-31.
Under a minute to go, the Falcons down 3. They've climbed their way back. They've been down as many as 11 on the afternoon. The Falcons hanging tough here in Morris, Oklahoma. 34-31. Working the ball out up top.
Look like they're going to try to play this for one shot.
Monte Davis has it above the left wing over to Fortenberry, back over to Davis. Davis at the top at the left. She's holding on. Rihanna steps to her. Forces that 5-second call, make the official make her alive and active. So Coach Albert is telling Rihanna to stay on her player. And Anae contact's going to be made. And they're going to call a timeout on the floor here. With 12.2 seconds to go, there's a new energy in the building right now, Gary.
Yeah, it is.
You can see the bounce in the Lady Falcon steps. And the coaching staff for East Central is trying to teach their players to maintain their poise.
Well, also, too, they were advocating for their player, the coach for Central, Tulsa Central. They felt like their player was pushed. It felt like Monte was pushed from behind by Anae. But, again, it was a no-call situation, so they immediately called a timeout to maintain possession.
12.2 seconds to go. And I like the energy on how Coach Albert's talking. I like how Harrod has responded. She's played through the pain this afternoon. She's risen to the occasion, and she's just been such a strong for her teammates and has allowed her teammates to eventually get some things going.
Yeah, Brandy Harrod's taking some shots today. I mean, the first shot she took was a contusion to the thigh. Had to come out and get that knot rubbed out of her thigh. Then she turned back around and took a blow to the abdomen. Got the wind knocked out of her. And this was all in the
first half.
In the first half. So it's been a rough half. So it's good to see her finally starting to get back in the rhythm. She's kind of shook off the soreness and the pain, and she's having a great half.
All right, back to live action. Trying to get the inbound play now. They're going to throw it in. It's a 5-second call.
Beautifully done, Lady Falcons.
There is nothing, and Coach Walker is not happy about it because he's saying the one thing you don't do, is a 5-second call on a standing play. So Ane across the timeline with 8 seconds on the clock. Ball's got to end up in the hands of Harad. Coach Albert is telling her. And Ane drives inside, tries to finish with the Euro. She can't get the fall. And Rihanna cannot get the shot to fall.
Good rebound by Rihanna Hill. So the end of the third period.
Falcons down by 3. We're going to take a break. We'll get back. This one has fun written all over it.
It does.
The fourth period up next. You're listening to Millwood Falcon basketball, brought to you by Super Prep.
Like bones, your teeth lose density and become weaker over time, which can lead to tooth decay. And that can make your visit to the dentist feel like this. But if you want your dental visit to feel like this, try Crest Densify. Crest Densify actively rebuilds tooth density to extend the life of teeth by remineralizing enamel. Densify from Crest, the #1 toothpaste brand in America. Smile, Crest has you covered.
34-31, a three-point margin there, Gary. The Falcons outscored Central last period 14-7.
Hey.
So that's how you eliminate a lead, by scoring more than the opponent. And as far as it goes overall, Gary, in that third, just want to look at the overall team statistics for the Falcons in the second half. They shot 6 of 12 in the third, 50%. No three-point shots, 2 of 2 from the free throw line. They had only 5 turnovers, 7 rebounds, 3 assists in the game. As far as Central goes, they came back down. 3 of 13 in the third, 23%. 1 of 4 from 3, 25%. So whether it's legs, whether it's energy, whether it's any of those things, the Falcons found a way to wear them down, and we'll see how much the Lady Braves have in the tank. They will start off the quarter with the ball.
And the key is to keep applying pressure. Don't get happy with a good third period. Have an even better fourth period.
Working the ball around, throwing across court over. Monte Davis has it inside to Fortenberry. Fortenberry wheels and deals inside. She can't get it to fall. Amani Williams tries to come up with it's going to be a jump ball situation. As long as it's a jump ball, not a foul. Oh, they're going to call a foul. I don't like that call.
Wow.
I thought that was a jump ball situation there.
They called that on Amani Williams.
They called it on Amani Williams there.
The ball came down. Both players had the ball tied up. I don't understand that one.
So trying to get the ball and working around the baseline. High pass ends up in the hands of Ane Atkinson with the steal.
2-on-2.
Spark plug. Pulls up from the free throw line.
Oh, yes.
The shot is beautiful. And she knocks it down.
34-33, Lady Falcons down by 1.
1 point game, 7:31 to go. Fortenberry works it around. Knighton has it over to Monte Davis at the left wing. Monte's been quiet in the second half.
Yeah.
Over to Knighton. Knighton doesn't want the three. Now Blakely has it. Over to Monte. Monte.
Well, Monte's burned a lot of gas in the first half there.
So going to work inside pass, and nobody covers.
Nobody's dropped down defensively.
As Robinson gets the easy 2 there.
That was a real easy 2.
36-33, lead back up to 3. 6:58 to go. So Sadie Johnson's in the game now, or maintains in the game. Amani Williams gets a beautiful bounce pass inside, and she scores the basket off a Brandy Harad assist. Falcons down 1 once again, 6:41 to go.
Nice.
Pass up top.
Nice little 3-man game there.
The winner of this game advances to the area round next week in Verdigris. Blakely goes inside, drops it down low to Robinson again, and she gets fouled that time by Harrod. And Harrod is asking her teammates about where they are because that's a wide open player underneath the basket.
Well, it's that weak side, right? So the ball rotates away, the weak side, instead of being up at the wing, just sitting there watching the game, you got to come down to the block and you got to defend. If nothing else, you should be there for the weak side rebound.
All right, so Sadie Johnson comes out of the game, and now Andrea Walter comes in. So 35-37, 2-point game. Robinson back at the free throw line again. And Robinson misses the second one. Rebound pulled down by Harrod. 2-point game. The Falcons can take the lead or tie with a basket. And Harrod drives down Main Street with the runner. She can't get it to fall that time, but it's a great shot.
Good look, too.
Ball's deflected in the hands now of Blakely. Reset now over to Fortenberry, just inside the logo with 6:06 to go. Over to Blakely. Blakely cross court over to Monte Davis from the left wing. She shoots a three. She can't get it to fall.
There.
The ball
goes
out of bounds as Knighton cannot control it. So Falcon basketball with another chance to tie or take the lead.
No, you're right, Mo. I mean, it's all about the possession, and this is the outstanding opportunity right now. They're playing man-to-man, full court, picking up.
I want a Brandy Arott and one right now.
Right. Get the ball to her out on the wing.
So Ane looking, clears out. And Ane wants to go baseline. She pulls up again. She's feeling it, Gary. She can't get it to fall, and the ball gets off of Rihanna.
Yeah, went off of her leg.
So it remains a 2-point game with 5:36 to go. Monte Davis and the Falcons unleash full court pressure. Fortenberry is going to be fouled that time by Andrea Walter. Now the Falcons do have some fouls they can give, but you know, the situation with that is you don't want to put them on the free throw line.
Right. You don't want to put them on the free throw line with just 7 players on the roster. In fact, I'm sitting there watching their rotation. They're only playing 6 of the 7.
Cross court over, almost stolen by Ane. Monte Davis has it. Rihanna Hill pressuring her man-to-man. Falcons extending pressure. Back on top to Fortenberry.
Underneath the basket's wide
over.
Open.
Knighton steps into a 3-point shot. She tries to get it to fall. Falcons cannot come with the rebound, but Fortenberry does.
Yeah, nobody's blocking out.
39-35, 4-point game, and trying to get the ball inside to Amani Williams, and Monte Davis comes away with the steal. On the bad inbound pass there. The lead's up to 4 with 4:51 to go. Fortenberry cross court over to Monte Davis. 39-35.
There it is.
And now the Falcons extend man-to-man pressure. Monte Davis one-on-one. She gets it around Walter. Fires it to Knighton in the corner. Reset.
Here it is. Stall ball.
So the ball's deflected by Harrod, and Harrod tries to chase it down.
Yeah. Now what's happening is that Tulsa Central is going to eat some clock.
So now Fortenberry trying to get around Rihanna. She backs it out.
You got to come out. You got to come out on her to force the 5 count.
So Blakely picked up by Ane. Blakely turns and fires on the inside. Shot hard off the glass. Brandy Harrod comes up with the rebound.
Keep going, Brandy.
On the other end to Rihanna. Rihanna to the basket. She takes her time on the inside and scores the basket. Nice inbound pass. Rihanna with 7 on the afternoon.
37.
Harrod tries to go for the steal.
Hustle back.
4:03 to go. Monte Davis gets it to the corner. Blakely. And the ball goes off of Rihanna, but it will remain with the Lady Braves. Knighton to inbound the ball for Tulsa. Inbound to Davis. Davis draws the attention, gets it over to Tarver. Back up top to Blakely to Fortenberry.
They're spreading the floor and working some clock, Mo. Loose.
So Monte Davis gets the handoff. Harrod picks her up. Now Rihanna Hill stepping out on here. Blakely trying to find a crease. Fortenberry now has it. 3:38 to go. And trying to get around. Rihanna Hill trying to step out on her. To the corner to Knighton. 3:30 to go. Working the ball around.
You got to step out.
It's a 2-point game. Fortenberry drives down the lane, and she scores it. Oh, what a possession that was, and it is going to force the Falcons to take a full timeout. What a possession by Tulsa Central. We'll talk more about it in just a minute. You're listening to Millwood Falcon Basketball, brought to you by Super Prep. We'll be right back.
sludge and wear with a synthetic oil change. O'Reilly Auto Parts has 5 quarts of Mobil 1 full synthetic motor oil for $35.95. Plus, get 2 times O Rewards points. Our professional parts people can recommend the supplies you need, including a filter, funnel, shop towels, drain pans, and more. Stop by O'Reilly Auto Parts or visit O'ReillyAuto.com.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Welcome back to Morris. 3:20 to go, 41-37. Coach Woods, you were talking about it. We were talking about it on the break. What a possession. That possession, I know it was just 2 points that Fortenberry scored, but, man, it felt like so much more because she ate up they almost ate up a minute of clock in that possession.
And that's part of the game when you get into this point in the season, right? It's about clock management and really, really taking that time. The Lady Falcons are doing a decent job defensively. They just can't get beat off the dribble in this sort of situation now.
All right, double teaming, getting the ball out of the hands of Harrod.
Draw the foul. You don't have time.
So Rihanna Hill.
Draw the foul.
Trying to get the ball out. They're going to say it's a steal by Fortenberry. So the hands now in Blakely. Under 3 minutes to go.
2.
Inside. Tarver's going to throw it back out to Blakely.
You got to get out. You got to force the clock.
2:51 to go. They've got 2 fouls the Falcons do, so they got a way to stop the action.
That's the person to foul right there. 13.
So the ball's going to be stolen by Rihanna Hill on that possession.
Go.
So now Brandy Harrod needs to go and stop.
Keep going. Keep going.
So Harrod at the top of the circle over to Audrea Walter, and she's going to get called for turnover there. She thought about it.
No, there was no reason to shoot a take a three-point shot at this phase of the game. Harrod shouldn't have even passed it. She should have just went on the transition. She should have kept going. She should have either drawn the foul or got to the basket.
Fortenberry's feeling it. She lets go a three-point shot.
Good rebound by Williams. Now, okay, good. Got a foul, stop the clock.
So they got the foul call. Okay, I'm looking at this from the wrong angle on the fouls. I've been saying that the Falcons have a foul to give. No, they don't. The next foul, they're on the 1-on-1 situation.
Right. The Falcons need to go get some fouls.
I got confused on the home-away
thing. They need to draw some fouls, yes.
Yeah, so they need to draw some contact.
Yes, they need to draw some contact. They need to go right now. They don't have time to sit here and hold it like that. You're down by 4. That's 2 minutes possessions. You need to go now. I don't know why we're walking around with the basketball.
And they trying to set it up.
We need to give that ball to Harrod.
Harrod's on the block. She turns around and fires on the inside and draws contact. Team foul number 4.
I mean, we're wasting time that we don't have when in reality the ball needs to have been in Harrod's hands, or there should have been a screen or a pick or a pass to Harrod. We're wasting time that we do not have.
So Harrod at the free throw line. Now she's got to make these count. She's got 14 points in the afternoon. She's the only other Falcon in double digits is Amani Williams. Harrod shoots, and beautiful stroke on that one. Pulls the Falcons within 3, 1:50 to go. Harrod back at the line. Can make it a 2-point game if she knocks this down. Harrod squares up. And the shot is beautiful.
I'm burning the timeout. I'm burning the timeout right now. Burn the timeout right now.
So coming up, Monte Davis.
She carried. She carried.
And she's going to get called with the turnover. Yes. Great ball pressure. So 41-39, 1:49 to go. Plenty of time. Right. But it's about the type of shot you get here.
Yeah, you want to tie the game up like right now. We can't walking the ball up is not the key right now.
So Ane gets across the timeline.
If you beat her off the dribble.
So Ane tries to get on the block. Gets it into Harrod. Harrod tries to spin inside. And they're going to call her for steps. But she was getting bumped.
Yeah, she thought she had a foul when she turned.
So 41-39, 90 seconds left in the game. The Falcons have 6 fouls.
They need to deny right now. They need to man up and deny.
Fortenberry.
Too easy.
Cross court over to Knighton. Knighton over to Fortenberry.
Easy.
The Falcons down 1, and then contact is made by Rihanna Hill. She fouls Monte Davis. So her first foul, team foul number 7. So that puts Monte Davis at the free throw line 1-1 on a 2-point game.
So if it's me, I'm looking to foul Tarver. I'm looking to foul Knighton. Those are the ones who have not really been shooting free throws that well tonight. Monte is not the one you want to put on the line.
And it breaks the lead back up to 3 right now.
So you don't want to put Fortenberry on the line, and you definitely don't want to put Blakely on the line.
So Davis shoots and knocks it. Second one down on the shooter's roll, 43-39. Falcons now got to hurry now, but they got to get a high-quality shot right now. Coach Albert is trying to run the offense, so Amani Williams running baseline, trying to get the ball in the hands of, so Ane drives to the basket, dumps it down to Amani Williams. It's going to be a jump ball situation, and it looks like it will be Falcon basketball. So Monte Davis fighting for the ball on the block. Jump ball situation. Falcon ball. 1:06 to go. Working the ball around.
Something's not working right.
So trying to get it in.
Throw the ball in.
Timeout.
Timeout.
And Coach Albert. So 5-second call was evaded by Coach Albert, who wisely took her timeout when she had it there.
Yeah, there was a little bit of a lack of execution there in the low post. It seems like Harrod and Williams got tangled up into each other, both of them under the basket. I know that usually on that inbounds play, what they try to do is they typically cross the 2 post players in the post, and then they end up trying to post up inside so that the pass comes in for the easy layup off the glass.
Easy money play, right.
Easy money play, but they both got stuck in the middle of the paint, and neither one of them got to their spots on the floor for the easy inbound.
So in this situation, Gary, you want to get a shot. You would like to go right to the box and try to draw contact, try to get another shot without the clock moving a lot.
Right.
And then that way you can set up set up defense on the inbound play.
Right.
And then force them to see if they can get the ball in. And then as soon as they get the ball in, you're almost at the point now where if they get the ball across that you got to look at a foul situation, but you are down basically 4 points right now.
Right.
So to me, this is a very key possession right now.
This is a very key possession. You want the 2, you want the and 1, and then you want to immediately turn around and man up on the full court press, deny.
Harrod to inbound now. She gets it to and
offensive foul. Number 1.
So Ane Atchison is going to get called for the offensive foul. So they gotta get the deep out. Force this on the inbound play here. And the ball's in the hands of Blakely. She gets across the timeline, and Blakely now is going to stall. So now you got to look at trying to foul here, but you got to see if you can get them to unload the ball here. Blakely drives inside, kicks it over to Knighton, back up top to Monte Davis.
And now foul, that's the one you don't want to foul.
So Rihanna fouls Monte Davis, team foul number 9. So with 51.2 seconds to go. So in this situation right now, so Amani Williams comes out. So now Monte Davis at the free throw line. She backspins. Shot is up. And she misses the front end of the 1-and-1.
Wow, that's a rare miss by her. Brandy Harrod needs to keep going.
Harrod double teamed. Tries to get rid of it.
Should be a foul in there somewhere.
Timeout. Timeout called by Coach Albert. And she's saying the same thing that you said, that Harrod should have just kept going.
Yeah, don't stop, pick up. You need to keep going, especially when it's one-on-one defense like that.
It's a full timeout, but we're going to stay right here. We're under a minute to go. The Falcons trying to stay alive and get to the area round of the tournament in Verdigris, which has been the Falcons' home away from home the last few years.
Yeah.
So, Gary, how do we get to Verdigris right now? We got to get there by getting a basket right now.
Yes.
If you're the Lady Falcons, got to get a quick one. And hopefully, like you said, an and 1 to go with it. And we get that.
If you can get a basket in an and 1, then turn around and man-to-man full-court press deny. I mean, lock them down to where they can't get the ball in. You also need to get someone on the inbounds so that you put pressure, okay, on the player who's inbounding the ball. Don't make it easy for them. force a bad throw. Maybe we can get a 5 count. You never know. That's been the theme tonight. We've been getting 5 counts. So maybe that could force a turnover and give us another possession. We're down by 4. So we need it like yesterday.
Yeah, and the difference here is when we start talking about collegiate ball, talk about pro ball, there's a time
There's a
on
shot
the
clock.
shot clock on
Yeah.
the possession. So when you're under 3 minutes and you're down, you got to find a way to get some easy baskets.
You got to get easy baskets, or you got to foul and put people on the line. So, stop the clock. The clock is not your friend right now.
And they across the timeline.
And that's what gets me is that it's slow. It's slow as if we have all day.
So Ane is going to drive inside, dump it over to Sadie Johnson, who stops and pops a shot. She can't get it to fall.
Harrod
gets
goes
it
back up. You got to go back up, Brandy.
Harrod over to Rihanna Hill, who shoots a 3, and the ball is deflected out of bounds, and it will be
man-to-man D right
Lady
now.
Braves ball.
Lock up, man-to-man D right now. Right now. You got to get somebody on the inbounds. I mean, D right now. Too easy. Too easy.
So now working the ball around Blakely with 18 seconds on the clock, and Andrea Walter fouls Blakely. So Blakely lost her contact right there, so they're giving her a chance to put it back in. But a timeout is on the floor right now. It is a full timeout. And that last possession, Gary, that's the one that we're going to remember from the game, if that's the last time we see the Falcons with offensive possession.
Right.
And Nay's trying to set up, and we're trying to get some action on the backside. And what's happening is the Braves are preventing Harrod from getting low post spots. They're
Right.
running everybody down.
They are, but at the same time, too, what's not helping us is we're taking like 10 years to get going. You're under a minute. So it's like you do it like in a hurry. The tempo, you can't walk the thing as if you got 5 minutes on the clock. You got to go now, and that's been the issue when looking at what's been transpiring is that we're just taking our sweet time as if the clock is not against us, and it is.
All right. So with that being said, 43-39, 18.1 seconds left. The Falcons now are in the situation that they're going to the free throw line will be Blakely. And it is a 2-shot situation as the Falcons have now gotten into what you call 10-team fouls.
Yeah. And then
so
also,
double bonus.
And then also, too, if I'm coaching this team, if Harrod has the ball anywhere near the paint, I'm saying shoot it. Try to draw the foul and shoot it. Okay?
Blakely knocks down the first one up by 5.
Maybe you'll get a defender maybe you can slap on the arm or something, Or maybe the shot will create a rebound opportunity for a putback. But what you don't do is pass it out.
Blakely misses the second
She
shot.
needs to go all the way.
So Harrod hits with the Euro step to the basket. She can't get it to fall. 11 seconds on the clock. Ball
Turn
scrambled
around and shoot it.
So Harrod shoots the 3, and she drains it.
The clock is still running.
2 seconds on the clock.
That's it.
And
they blew a foul. He called ball game.
So Coach Albert is going to say the game. Okay, they're going to say the game is over. And the difficult about that is the clock continued to run a few seconds after the Harrod shot. Now in the fourth, it's supposed to come to a stop.
No, it kept running.
No, it's supposed to stop, right?
I'm not sure at high school play the rules after the ball is shot. But, yeah, 44-42, Lady Falcons dropped this one, and their season ends.
Their season comes to an end. So what we're going to do is take a break and come back and go over the numbers and give you the Falcon post game, and we'll talk to you a little bit about what we saw here in that last minute of the game. That's probably going to stay with this Falcon team in the offseason a little bit after what they experienced. But nonetheless, it's Millwood Falcon basketball brought to you by Super Prep. We'll be right back.
KRNP, K221FQ, Oklahoma City. The all-new Heart and Soul 92.1 and 1140, a Ferry Broadcasting Station.
Oklahoma City, the keynote speaker at the Women of Color Expo Awards Luncheon is Hollywood actor Mr. Morse Chestnut. You've seen him on the Best Man Final Chapter, Best Man Movies, Boys in the Hood, and many more. It's Morse Chestnut, the keynote speaker at the Oklahoma City Women of Color Awards Luncheon, Saturday, April 8th at Metro Technology Center Spring Lake campus. Tickets go on sale this Saturday, February 18th at www.ticketstorm.com. That's ticketstorm.com or charge by phone at 1-866-966-1777.
Meet Joe A, Joe B, and Joe C. What's up? 3 everyday Joes perfecting their banking with Chase. Joe A is locking his lost debit card with the Chase mobile app. Joe B is cruising toward his new ride with AutoSave. And Joe C's Chase banker is helping him budget to go back to school. Tools that help protect, support for what's next. One bank that puts you in control. Visit chase.com/checking. Chase, make more of what's yours.
Chase mobile app is available for select mobile devices. Messaging and data rates may apply. JP Morgan Chase Bank, N.A. member FDIC.
And we are back. Maurice Prince and Gary Woods. The Falcons fall today, unfortunately, by the score of 44-42, ending their season. Congratulations to the Tulsa Central. I'm just going to get that. Tulsa Central Lady Braves will advance to the area round. They are going to get there as runner-up here in the regional and will advance. So the Falcons are going to probably hold on to that last minute more than anything, Gary. There were some difficult times for that Falcon offense there. We just looked like we were waiting for the setup instead of just reacting to what was given at that time. And that's still showing a little bit of, youth on that situation, but that's ultimately what ended up happening.
No, you're right. We got a little bit too robotic and not recognizing that the most important thing of all was to try and get into the paint and either make a basket or draw a foul. And it didn't matter what it looked like, but breaking down the defense was a key because the defense, given the fact that Tulsa Central had a small roster, they set back. That's all he did was just set back in the zone because they were trying not to have any players get in foul trouble. And we just didn't take it to them. I mean, that's really what it boils down to. We had moments where we got the ball in the paint in the high post, but, once they kind of figured that out, okay, well, they took that away, now what? Well, you know what? You got to attack off the wing. You got to attack off the baseline. You got to kind of catch them in transition. When you get a rebound and you're running the floor, you got to penetrate and when there's space, right? You can't let them get underneath the basket and pack it in because there's not going to be as much space. And so, learning, this was a good thing to learn for this young team.
And they are young.
And they are very young, sophomores and freshmen primarily.
And again, I know she's not able to play today, but I would have liked to have seen this game with Layla Jones.
Oh, my God. It would have been a big difference with Layla Jones in the game because now you have a 3-post rotation. You got size, athleticism, and scoring ability in the young post. In the post, I'm talking about intentionally getting into the block and attacking in the low post.
And again, I'm not taking anything away because everybody's going to say, hey, well, East Central didn't have their full roster either, and they didn't.
They didn't.
And the thing about it is they just did a better job of executing.
Right.
And we saw the difference between a young team and a senior team.
Right.
Now, this is the first time this season that the Falcons outscored their opponent in the second half and lost.
Yeah,
I mean, that's a telling statistic. They outscored them in the third.
And out-rebounded.
14-7. Then in the fourth, 11-10, and still end up losing the game. And to your point, Gary, on rebounding, the Falcons finished the game rebounding the ball with 30 rebounds in the contest. Central had only 13.
30-13 rebounding, and we still lost.
Plus 17 in that category.
Right.
So ultimately, when it came down to it down the stretch, it was just a key decision here and there.
Yeah.
And the leadership of Blakely and Monte Davis.
Especially Davis.
I want to give to Nakaya Blakely, number 3.
Yeah.
She knocked down some key free throws for him. And, of course, she knocked the three-point shot that was key down the stretch. Monte just did her job by getting to the free throw line and making her points count at the end. I really don't know how much she had left in the tank. She exuberated so much energy in the first half of this game.
Yeah, no, you're right. I mean, those players were tired. And hats off to the Tulsa Central coaching staff.
Coach Walker.
Yeah, Coach Walker. I'm going to tell you, he managed his team. He managed his rotation. He only played 6 players, kept them alive, and kept them, he kept them fresh and had the rotation. I mean, it was a good deal. It was a good
All right,
deal.
on the day, even though we she's probably going to want to forget this game, Brandy Harrod's line was 19 points.
Wow.
15 rebounds, 3 blocks, and 2 steals in the contest. And had she been on the floor a few minutes more, she might have got another 20-piece on that.
Yeah.
And I want to give shout-out to Anae Atchison. She had 6 points, 2 assists. She had 2 rebounds, 3 steals in the game. She played well. Rihanna Hill, 7 points, 2 assists, 2 rebounds on the night, and 2 steals. Then we had Amani Williams with 10 points, 1 assist, 5 rebounds in the contest, as well as 2 steals overall. Good game for her. Kennedy Tate ended up with 2 assists in the contest, but did not get on the scoreboard overall tonight. And that primarily is the scoring that the Falcons had tonight. They will finish this season with the record of 9-12 overall. Coach Albert will tell you that her team battled back from adversity, and that's what the positive thing you want to take back. The team was down by as many as 11 points in this game and got it down, but they could not ever tie it or take the lead in the contest. So, kudos to the Falcons for doing that. We wish them well, and we'll see how this team grows into the next year. So we're going to wrap up today's broadcast for the girls tonight for right now. And then tonight, the boys will be in action here. Gary and I get to hang out in good old Morris, Oklahoma all the rest of the afternoon.
I get to go to the concession stand and go to the bathroom and use the trough.
And the boys' game will be tonight, and it's for the regional championship as they will take on the Keys Cougars, the same team the girls played last night, just the boys edition. They'll take that game on. And that's number 2 versus number 13. Don't miss out on that. Pregame will start right around 7:20 tonight. Want to thank our in-studio producer, DJ Stevie D, and then, of course, out here on site, our studio producer, stream producer, Bryshon, and cameraman, Deshaun. Say that 3 times. I can't.
The 2 Shans.
The 2 Shans. How about that? So he's Gary Woods. I'm Maurice Prince. We will see you guys later on tonight. You've been listening to Millwood Falcon Basketball, brought to you by Super Prep.